Welcome to another IT training on MySQL Workbench. This one is going to be part 7. Again, so far so good. We could already create a view, default constraint, concatenate, stored procedure, subquery, a function, a union, a trigger, a limit clause, a join, and a time travel accurate table with the past, present, and future. Now let's go back to our database to create an index, to add a unique constraint, and to remove duplicates. We're going to start with a comment here. Create an index to an existing table if it's not already. So here we're gonna, let's choose which table are we gonna choose. We're gonna take again the customers. Let's go and take a look at it again. Here it is. So now I'm gonna scroll down here, and this is how we create an index. Create index, and we're gonna get the customer. Let's get the customer last name. Last name and first name, and we're gonna call it IDX for index, and we want it on last name first, and then we want the customer first name. Then we close the parentheses and the semicolon. This is how we create an index to an existing table if it's not already. Okay, we're going to execute and see, and we have created our indexes. Comment here, show index, and this one is going to be the command. So here in front, if you don't get it right here, it's going to give you an error. So this is a comment, the command, and then you can also go and check by the inspector. But first, let me give you the command. It's going to be show indexes, and you give the name of the table. We want to see those from customers, semicolon, and we execute, and these are all the indexes from table customers. Let me get it high so you can see. These are our indexes. Okay, now we can see all the indexes we have so far in our database, and for that we go by the inspector. And here we can also see all our indexes. Table customers has some invest, GNU collection, mails, orders, and products tables have indexes. All right, so I'm going to close this one now, and we can move on. Close the inspector. So now we want to learn how to add a unique constraint to an existing table. This is also good to know. Add unique constraint to an existing table, and here we want to choose the table new collection. For instance, let's take a look at this table. It's select all from GNU collection. Let me get it from here. So we look okay. So here we want to insert a unique constraint. It's going to be alter. Let me do it here. Table GNU collection. You want to modify it, add constraint. I'm gonna get it uppercase. Add constraint unique, and we want by the jewelry ID. This is what we want. We want to add a unique constraint there. Okay, because when I created it, I didn't put unique, so I'm going to add the unique constraint. Let me see. We execute, and we have added a unique constraint. Okay, that we have added the unique constraint we want to see. So we go by the inspector, and this is best way to see all the uniques. And we go by the indexes, and here by the inspector, by the column name, you can see where you have unique. So on our table Geno collection, you can see that the unique constraints is here on the jewelry ID. We just created it. Okay, so and here you can see on this column right here, you can see all the uniques you have on all the tables of your database. Okay, this is how we add a unique constraint. This one is easy. Now let's do something more challenging. Remove duplicates. So we have two ways of removing duplicates. We have the short version and the long version. We will create a new table. Let's comment here. This is a new table containing duplicates. And now we're going to do the easiest way first, the short version. It's a shortcut. This is really good to know. Let's create first our table. Create table vegetables, for instance. It's going to be easy to understand then. So vegetable ID, and we're going to get a int here, property auto increment, yeah, and we're going to get a primary. Let's get a primary key here. What is increment? I want to make sure no typo, and here we want vegetable name. How about that? Here we want varchar. Let's get a varchar 100 or 50. Well, I'm going to leave 100 here, comma, and we want vegetable price, and here we want a decimal. We're going to get 10,2 here, and we close the parentheses. Let's do it now here. Close the whole thing here, and let's take a look at our table we just created. Select all from vegetable, and semicolon. Let's see. Funny because I just executed the table before creating it, and of course when you fall asleep, SQL is going to let you know table doesn't exist. Okay, let's go and first create the table. We execute first the creation of the table now, and now we can take a look at it. Okay, so this is our table right here, and we're going to get some content with duplicates inside. Start with this vegetable right here in Dole. We execute here, and we take a look at our table. It's filled. Okay, so we have one. Let's get a second one. We're gonna get I don't know here, let's put some salad, and we're gonna get the price 350 for instance, and we execute this one. We see that it's happening. Okay, now we can move on. We're gonna get a, let's get some carrots here inside, and we're gonna get them 450 for instance. Then we're gonna get something else. Let's get again ndole for the duplication. 4 is going to be ndole again, and we say that was 7. Let's take a look at our table now. We execute, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 items, and we have a duplicate ndole. So I think we're good with that. And now just let me first make sure I save. I'm saving all the time, that's important. And we make sure we always refresh our schema. What we do here is delete from vegetables where vegetable id equal we want to remove the number 1 or the number 4 equal 4 for instance, so we don't have no more duplicate. This is really the easiest way. Okay, let's get that. Delete from vegetables where vegetable id equal 4 stack, and then you go back to take a look at your table. Just gonna copy paste here, and we see that the duplicate is gone. This is really the short version. I mean, let me put some space here, and here just add the comment. Okay, this is what we did. This is really easy to remove duplicate. But what if you have a bigger data set and a bunch of duplicates? You can do that. So there is a long version. Story short, here is our table. So we're gonna execute it. And we have it apparently, so we go take a look at it. Here is our table with the duplicate. We have the apple, cherry, apple again, guava, and apple again. Okay, so we want to remove the duplicate. This one is a bigger data set than the vegetables one, but of course you can do it with a larger data set. This is just for example. Create a temporary table first. Temporary table, and we're going to call it temp duplicate fruit, temp duplicate fruits as let's go to the next line. Select min, and here we're going to get fruit ID. Let's get the fruit ID here. We close the parenthesis, and here as, but this time little, lowercase, min fruit ID, comma fruit name, and comma, gonna get fruit price, of course. And let's go to the next line from fruits, and here we want to group by. This one we're going to do also later. We're going to exercise the group by now, but right now we're going to use it here in the pattern. Group by fruit name, and then fruit price, and we're going to get here the having clause. This one we're gonna exercise 2 alone, and we need it here in this pattern. So count and the aggregate 2, we're gonna do that later alone too. I mean, more examples of these. So the having clause, the group by clause, and the having clause, and then here we want more than one. And then we can just execute that one and see. This is our temporary table. Okay, we have it. So now that we have our temporary table, we want to delete from fruits where the where clause here, and fruit name. We want fruit price, and we close the parenthesis in. Let's open another one. Select, this is the button now, fruit name and fruit price, and then from the temp table, the duplicate here, fruits, we close the parenthesis, and we need a semicolon. Okay, so we want to delete from fruits. This is the button. Now we can execute this one. It's green, so it's good. And then we want to drop now the temp table. This is how it goes. Drop temporary table now called temp, duplicate fruits. Now we execute this one. Sorry, I fell asleep for a second, so here duplicate. Now it's gonna work. Tack. And now we could drop our temporary table, and now we want to see if it worked, if the duplicates are removed. So we check here that all duplicate from the table fruits are gone. Hopefully it worked there. Okay, now let's see. All we have to do is to select all from fruits. Okay, now let's see. We execute, and it looks good. We have removed all the duplicate. We could remove all duplicate this way by creating a temporary table. So let me show you the whole thing again now. I'm scrolling back to the beginning. Okay, so this is how we started. We created an index, and then we could see the index, and we added the unique constraint, and then we started with the short version of removing duplicates with creation of the table called vegetables, and it worked. And then we started to remove the duplicates with a longer pattern when we have a big data set with a bunch of duplicates. It's better to do it this way with the new invented table called fruits. And this was our table before, as you can see. And then with this pattern to create a temporary table, we can remove all duplicates. Of course, if you have more, you can remove them all at once with this pattern. Okay, I hope you like it so far. It's very interesting. I mean, I love it. It's good to know how to manage a database. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and save our work for next time. And thank you for watching. Merry Christmas, by the way. Bye bye.